think you are right now. 1 month you go live in the jungle, we can't recognize you after that.
This is facts right
So
here.
this princess, forced to live in the jungle,
Conscious practice? What's conscious? This is V, and today I'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on why Rama and Jesus are an inspiration. I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, yoga, and wisdom based. Also, I'm an Isha volunteer. Before we get started, I would truly appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and like button. With that, let's get into the video.
we'll pick Rama as an example because Rama is a big icon in India. See, he is born as a king and he's coronated as a king. But because of some crazy situations, he's forced to go and live in the jungle with his new bride, a young woman he marries. She's a princess. She's made to live in the palace. But now, with this young woman, he goes and lives in the jungle. So today in some stupid movie, they may show you scenes of how she's floating around in the jungle. No, you go and live in the jungle. However pretty you think you are right now, 1 month you go live in the jungle, we can't recognize you after that.
This is facts right
So
here.
this princess, forced to live in the jungle, and fortunately his brother follows him, knowing the difficulties that they may face. He leaves his own family, goes there to serve his brother and a sister-in-law. I was touring Andhra Pradesh just 10, 15 days ago. I'm in a small town. One 14-year-old schoolgirl stands up and says, "Sadhguru, how is it possible that Sita gets kidnapped and taken to Sri Lanka and Rama walks all the way from Ayodhya to Sri Lanka? How is it possible? Is it true?"
Great question.
Then I asked her, "See, you're still a young girl, one day you will find a man. When you
I see where
find
this
a
is
man,
going.
would you like to find a man that if you get lost somewhere, he will walk all the way? Or he thinks it's not practical?" And find a girl next door. What would you like? Even the 14-year-old girl knows she wants a man who'll walk all the way. So, then he went there, collected some Tamil people, built an army. Yeah, it's a Tamil army. Then fought a battle, went to Sri Lanka, burned down the entire city, brought back his wife with great difficulty. In the process, he lost many people who were dear to him, but he brought back his wife. But political pressure became so much, he had to put her through kind of a fire test, whatever, of the day. Then he made her his queen and started ruling the nation. Again, some political situations forced him. She was pregnant. At that time, he had to again send her back to the jungle. No sonogram. So he does not know whether it's a boy or a girl or boys or girls, what. She goes into the forest and delivers 2 boys, twins. Unknowingly, not knowing that they are his children, he fights a battle with them. He could have killed them, not knowing they're his children. If you somehow, so happened by accident, you killed your own children, can't be a worse tragedy in your life, isn't it? Terrible thing to do. He almost got close to it, he almost killed them, but fortunately they did not die in the battle. And then she died in the jungle, never again saw his face. You call this a successful life? I am asking you.
I don't think so, I mean…
You call this a successful life? No. But we worship him not because he was a super success of the day. Any one of these events happened in your life, most people would be broken, bitter for the rest of their life. No matter what happened, he never became bitter. He never became angry. He never became hateful. He took all the action that he had to take. He fought battles.
Yes.
But never got angry, never became hateful, never became bitter in his life. Though what life threw at him was one tragedy after another, he remained above it. And we worship that because essentially essentially in your life, this is all it is. What the world will throw at you, it is not 100% your choice. To some extent we can control.
Right.
That's about it. World may throw anything at you. We don't know what it will throw at you. It may throw disease at you, it may throw death at you, it may throw bullets at you, it may throw shame at you, it may throw all kinds of things. But what you make out of it is 100% yours. Now, this one thing, if you take charge, no matter what world throws at you, you will turn it into your well-being. Then, where you go, what kind of situations you live, whether you go to heaven or hell, doesn't matter because whatever is thrown at you, you know you will turn it into well-being. This quality is what we are worshipping. This quality is what is worth worshipping because this is true with every one of us. If world throws nastiness, you will become nasty. World throws bitterness, you will become bitter. World throws anger, you will become angry. This is the way most human beings live, because he lived above that. We said he is godlike. But what happened in their life, the physical events of their life, if you look at it, it's one big tragedy. At the age of 32, you got nailed, had a terrible death. You call that a successful life?
Let's talk about Jesus right
No.
now.
But we bow down to him because it seems, we don't know, but we believe, or people have believed always, that even when he was nailed, he said, they know not what they're doing, forgive them. For that we bow
Powerful.
down to him, not because he got nailed. Because getting nailed is not a successful life, isn't it? But even if you nail him, he did not lose his quality. For that we bow down. So that's all that matters to us, whether they existed or not. That they are an inspiration for you, whether everything that's said about them is true or not. Even this is not your problem. You're not a historian, all right?
That's true. We're not
You just need
historians.
some icon to move towards a better way of existing for yourself, that's all. What does it matter? Krishna did not exist, Jesus did not exist, what does it matter to you? 2000 years ago, whether a man lived or did not live, or it's just a figment of somebody's imagination, what does it matter? It is the quality that matters, isn't it? We recognize these qualities as great qualities, in some way trying to emulate them to whatever extent one can. That's what we're looking at.
Beautiful, beautiful video by Sadhguru, and I love the story that he shared with us about Rama. I'd briefly known about, at a very high level, what the story was, but didn't really know what happened afterwards. That is after Sita came back and after having kids, and I really connect with it because it's not about the what, it's about the how. So a lot of things, as he clearly mentioned, what had happened to him was not that great, and it's, as most of us would view, not as a very successful life. But how he responded, not compulsively reacted, but how he consciously responded to the things that were happening to him, that is what we should remember, that is what we should honor, that is what we should learn from and practice into our lives. And similar with Jesus, that line actually is something I am very, very just in love with, honestly. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's, I think, what it says, basically, in the Bible. While Jesus, this supposedly enlightened being, was getting nailed on the cross. Just imagine, I mean, how would you feel, right? If you're getting nailed on the cross, or just getting nailed in general, the pain. But despite that, honestly, I would say that would be a great indication of his level of probably enlightenment at that point. To be disidentified with the body and more aligned with the consciousness, to just really know that they're not conscious enough. They know not what they do basically means they're not conscious, and they're unconscious in what they're doing. So it's okay, forgive them, for that is the greater consciousness, or the deeper consciousness. So I think that is super important, and really just the other takeaway I had was the quality aspect of what Sadhguru is talking about, which is we need to start honoring and learning from these qualities, not care much about the actual people themselves. Because as he said clearly from their lives, they weren't exactly successes. So I think that is super important to consider, honestly, for you as well, you watching, and for me as well. This is good advice for me. To not get lost in the sauce with the characters and the contents of life, but the key is the how of life, right? How are you responding to what happens to you? Now, yes, it's going to be easier said than done if something nasty happens to you, for you not to respond nastily back, if that's a word, nastily. But the point is, it is actually in our hands. And an example is, let's just say, heavy metal rock music. I really don't personally enjoy it that much, but someone else will. And what's crazy is that it's this exact same music. It's not changing in my ear or the other person's ear, but it's how we're receiving it, how we're responding to it. So it's truly, in a way, our choice. It's kind of a karmic bondage. And that is why it's our, I would say, best of jobs to do some inner work and to not get as controlled by these karmic bondages or the compulsiveness. Then we will start getting closer to just being more conscious. Thank you all so much for taking this time. I really appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think about what Sadhguru said about Rama or Jesus. What are your views on the topic on the video itself in the comments down below? If you have any other video reaction requests, please also let me know in the comments down below. With that, make it a great day. Take this joyful and stay conscious. Ecstasy.